Those damn symptoms. Hi friends, it's Adam, the crippled cannabis cowboy. This one's about the different symptoms we suffer from. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to my channel. Check out my other channel if you want to. I'll continue to bring what I experience in this freaking MS thing to light. Symptoms. That's a word I've been exploring for a little while, and I noticed that there's like two avenues to it. Well, there's more than two, but basically, to make it simple for myself, there's the mental symptoms and then there's the physical symptoms. Spiritual symptoms I'm still trying to get, but I am noticing that every time something goes wrong, I go freaking crazy. So it's like a pattern. Now, it took a long time to learn. It took a long time to watch to see how I would react to these symptoms. There was this like go-to, like automatic, like, oh my god, what's going on? This ain't cool, fix it. That really goes nowhere. As far as the mental thing, like depression, for example, I've spent massive amounts of time in depression, more than I realized. Now that I'm older and I can look at things, I can see. And I could see where I went wrong. I could see where I went right. If you look at it like wrong or right, I can look at it like, all right, that's a normal human reaction. Okay, how did I break the chain? So it wasn't until I started looking at those things that I could kind of isolate what could be learned. The physical thing. That's something I'm still getting used to. Well, I'm getting used to all of them, really, but like, I have MS and I have ppms, so it's expected for me to get worse. I pay attention to these physical symptoms in my body, and there's a trick to it. Number one, I can't freak out. As much as I want to freak out, I can't freak out. I gotta watch it. I gotta feel it. I gotta see what happens to me. I gotta see how my body reacts. I have to like watch a bunch of these things before I freak out. I used to freak out a lot, I guess. Well, after seeing the way other people freak out, maybe I kind of kept my head on straight. That's like the first symptom. Well, that's the first like go-to for me when I see a symptom, is there's a part of me that wants to freak out, that wants to panic. And in time, I've noticed that panicking and feeling bad about myself or the situation, it really is no help. If you're suffering from symptoms like I am, the best I could do to tell you is to not freak out when they happen. You know, you're gonna feel it whether you like it or not. So if you add an element of freak out or panic, it's gonna be worse. It kind of like increases everything. Now, sitting and feeling it and watching it, that's not easy either. However, I would rather do that without the addition of freaking out and panicking, so I can make sense of something. I can tell my doctor something. I can figure out what the hell is going on with me. The symptoms I'm experiencing currently, trying to think about them, number one would probably be my skin. The pain is, I can't even describe it really. It's crippling. So if you can imagine a sudden pain just starting and dropping you to your hands and knees, and whether it's your knee, your hip, your groin, your belly, your back, your neck, your shoulder, for some reason this disease seems to intensify. I almost want to say quantify, but it intensifies pain. Now that I know that, I can, I don't want to say experience the pain differently. The pain still comes. However, my reaction to the pain is different. The visual thing, that's frustrating when you can't see. There are certain parts of the day where it's pretty pointless to look at anything. And it's taken a while to learn when those times are. And those times, they switch for me. So I have to watch them. They usually hit more in the like nighttime area, like right before nighttime hits, in the summertime anyway, where I can literally stare at it like a microwave clock. I could put my face a foot away from the clock and I still can't see it. That can piss you off. The verbal thing with my mouth and like your ears work. You can hear things and you know what you want to say, but your lips and your tongue don't move the way that you need them to. So I have noticed that if I slow down my speech just a little bit, sure, I sound drunk, and forget about the verbal thing on your phone. It's not really going to recognize your words. So you can try those things, but it's just going to lead to that frustration and panicking and, why can't this hear my words? And like I said, it is so confusing. It really makes no sense. So I've learned that during certain times of the day, I can't speak very well. So if I'm trying to speak in those time frames, I have to look at myself like, dude, what the hell are you thinking? You're not supposed to talk during these times. You could try to talk during these times, but who the hell do you think is going to recognize what you're saying? The hearing symptoms, if you suffer like me, the symptoms, they vary from person to person. As far as multiple sclerosis, I'm sure they change from every disease that you can imagine. But the hearing one is, I can't handle loud. That's just like the way it works. It kind of sucks. Sometimes I think they call it tinnitus. It's like a ringing in my ears. It starts and, then it stops. And so far it has stopped. So that's a reason, not to panic. However, the fact that I know that my ears may start ringing, when they do start ringing, they might not stop. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but I get it in my heart, in my head, that this might be permanent, this might be forever. So, not to freak the fuck out. Fine motor skills, those kind of go out the window. I used to be a very able individual. Some people called me a ninja, but I used to do some amazing things with my body. I can barely walk around the corner. I need a walker. If I don't have a walker, my ass might fall. I'm what you call a wall surfer, where I put my hands on the wall and I'll grab a door jamb to get by a door. You learn that doorknobs are your best friend, not to open a door, but to hold on. And that, I would have to say, is probably one of the most frustrating things. For example, you got to use the bathroom. You got to take a pee. And it's only 10 feet away. But you can't walk. So that becomes a unique challenge in itself. There are some people that just can't make it. And, I'm sorry for you. That sucks. I take advantage of my movement as much as possible. I've come to sort of recognize when I have to go pee. So I need to be near a bathroom, and what I do is the minute the sensation hits, even the most minute sensation, I'll go to the bathroom. I'll freaking wait it out, whatever. I know it's coming. It's much better than peeing my pants, which I have done waiting for bathrooms. It happens more than you would like to think it does. So trying to get your feet to step when they won't step is frustrating. So that's another thing that it's better to know what's coming. That way you don't freak out when it does happen. You can kind of watch it. You could keep your cool. You can find an avenue. You can find a solution. You're not going to be able to see those things if you're freaking out. The fingers, like holding stuff, you're going to drop stuff. You're going to feel like a klutz. You're going to seem clumsy. And there's a lot of face the music kind of things when it comes to dealing with symptoms, and that's kind of what I do. When these things are happening to me, I have to kind of say to myself, hey Adam, you're in a different boat now, man. You know, it's pretty amazing you're alive. Most people would have quit by now. You might be able to do this. Go ahead, try again. I swear to God, that's like the voice that happens in my head. It's very encouraging. It's very empowering. It makes me want to try to do something. You know, I've made other videos of how people like to do things for you, and after looking at that, you realize things. And, you know, like I said before, the world doesn't work the way we think it does. So when these symptoms happen to you, remember that. Sort of remember that, you know, you're in a different boat now. So you're going to act differently. You're going to behave differently. You're going to move differently. Everything about you is now different. Yes, that does suck, but you can make it. I know I can make it. Well, I have been making it. Until the day I don't make it anymore, I'm going to continue to keep making it. Anyway, thanks for watching my video on maybe how to deal with symptoms. If you are dealing with these symptoms, you know, you don't know what to expect. They come out of nowhere, as far as I go anyway. They come out of nowhere. They can like set in 15 minutes, in 5 minutes. When something like it happens to you, it puts you want to crawl under a rock. You just, yeah, that's kind of how it is. That's why I'm here. I want to let people like me know that you ain't alone in this mess.